headquarters of common sense. Talk Radio.
I woke up at 4:37 knowing that my family has the potential of being bombarded.
I'm outside Downing Street where hundreds of protesters are gathering in anticipation for Boris Johnson's announcement in the Commons. You can hear just behind me, it's a very angry, it's a very passionate crowd that are waiting for those sanctions to be announced this afternoon by Boris Johnson.
Stop Russia now! Stop Russia now! Stop Russia now! Stop Russia now!
I'm here because my boyfriend has a lot of family in Ukraine, and my father also lives in Ukraine at the moment, and I feel like this is a topic and a matter that needs to be addressed immediately, and I'm just here to show my support and to raise awareness on social media as well.
And what would you like Boris Johnson to say this afternoon in the Commons?
I just want Boris Johnson to send more humanitarian support to Ukraine, because although sanctions are well and good and they are necessary, I feel like the country also needs more support for the people, the refugees. There's going to be a lot of displaced people, and they are the ones that really need the support in this time.
There are things that I think may happen, and there are things that I wish would happen. And I would like to believe what I wish. I wish today is the worst day that we have seen so far. And I would like to believe it, and I think that is what's happening currently. Unfortunately, every one of us goes to bed hoping that tomorrow is going to be the day. I would like this to be the worst day of Ukrainian history in 2022. Forgive me for saying that. Now with Akiana, it's a plane in the background saying we will not give up, we will not keep busy, and we will cap tomorrow into the better day.
I woke up at 4:37 knowing that my family has the potential of being bombarded. The situation is awful. I really don't know how can I express myself. No one expected that. Not even the Russian population expected that. I have a lot of Russian friends who are ashamed of their leader. That's everything I can say. It's awful.
Stop Putin, stop the war! Stop Putin, stop the war! Stop Putin, stop the war! Stop Putin, stop the war!
The best possible outcome would be obviously for Russia to withdraw its troops immediately. However, that's not going to happen. Putin is very much set in his ways. The best solution would be just for Ukraine, with their fighting spirit, to fight off the Russians.
And have you got any friends and family back in Ukraine that are going to be picking up arms and are going to be fighting to protect their homelands?
Absolutely, I've got family currently involved, already fighting in Ukraine, and I'm almost 100% sure my family would be more than happy to fight the Russians themselves, need be.
You know, people are, from what I know, people are standing in queues for the, military.
Make sure
sorry, I don't know what's that in English.
The now being attacked by Russia.
Where people recruit for their army, so they're coming
Ukraine
there.
At 5 o'clock
But I also have lots of friends who
Ukraine,
cannot
Western
fight.
Ukraine,
Like single
Northern
mothers
Ukraine.
with young children
Ukrainians are dying now
who
in
have
the middle of
absolutely
Europe,
no
but
kind
we
of means
still
to
need
protect their
your
children, and they are
support.
devastated.
Is there anything inside of you that wants to go back to Ukraine and defend your homeland?
Yes. Today in the morning I had that thought, but the thing is, I don't know how I can get into Ukraine. Our airports are being bombarded. We have no air connection at all. There is no way to get out of the city because of the traffic junctions, and traveling by trains will get you to just another place which is being bombarded, because we're getting attacked from all fronts.
Sanctions now! Sanctions now! Sanctions now! Sanctions now! Sanctions now! Sanctions now! Sanctions now!
Today, in concert with the United States, we are imposing a full asset freeze on VTB. More broadly, these powers will enable us totally to exclude Russian banks from the UK financial system, which is, of course, by far the largest in Europe, stopping them from accessing sterling and clearing payments through the UK. And with around half of Russia's trade currently in US dollars and sterling, I'm pleased to tell the House that the United States is taking similar measures. These powers will also enable us to ban Russian state and private companies from raising funds in the UK, banning dealing with their securities and making loans to them. We will limit the amount of money that Russian nationals will be able to deposit in their UK bank accounts, and sanctions will also be applied to Belarus for its role in the assault on Ukraine. Overall, we'll be imposing asset freezes on more than 100 new entities and individuals, on top of the hundreds that we've already announced. This includes all the major manufacturers that support Putin's war machine. Furthermore, we are also banning Aeroflot from the UK. Next, on top of these financial measures and in full concert with the United States and the EU, we will introduce new trade restrictions and stringent export controls similar to those that they in the US are implementing. We will bring forward new legislation to ban the export of all dual-use items to Russia, including a range of high-end and critical technological equipment and components in sectors including electronics, telecommunications, and aerospace. Legislation to implement this will be laid early next week. These trade sanctions will constrain Russia's military, industrial, and technological capabilities for years to come. We're bringing forward measures on unexplained wealth orders from the Economic Crime Bill to be introduced before the House rises for Easter. And we will set out further detail before Easter on the range of policies to be included in the full bill in the next session, including on reforms to Companies House and a register of overseas property ownership. We will set up a new dedicated kleptocracy cell in the National Crime Agency to target sanctions evasion and corrupt Russian assets hidden in the UK, and that means oligarchs in London will have nowhere to hide. And Mr. Speaker, I know that this House will have great interest in the potential of cutting Russia out from SWIFT. And I can confirm, as I've always said, that nothing is off the table.
Do you think the sanctions went far enough? Do you think there's something that Boris Johnson could have done? Are there any names, any people that you think could have been isolated out?
I think the ones which have been announced just now, this is a step way ahead, and this is what people wanted, a long time ago, and thanks for introducing them today. But really, we want peacekeepers helping Ukraine. We want the sky being closed so that missiles don't hit people in peaceful villages and cities. They don't only attack military objects, they attack people.
I actually was extremely pleased at the fact that they have gone further than we were seeing in the last couple of weeks. I think we were exactly asking that because here may not be the right place and not the right time. And what we were trying to say is, if we were to cut off and do whatever it is in the British power to do, sanction is one of the things. For example, to cut off the blood supply with money, that would potentially and hopefully will stop the massacre that's happening right now. And I think we are here, we were cheering, I don't know if you were here at the time, but we were cheering, we were extremely happy that actually UK had the guts, if you give me to say using language in such a simple way, but had the guts to actually take it a bit further.
Do you see a point in time where there'll be fighting on the streets, door to door, almost hand-to-hand combat happening in the streets of Kiev, possibly tonight, or do you think things will de-escalate after this afternoon's announcement?
Announcement of what?
Of what Boris Johnson said, the sanctions that were imposed.
Honestly, I really want to believe that this situation will disappear, somehow vanish, and I really hope that peace will triumph. Yet, realistically, from what I'm seeing from 5 years of war, which we already have, Ukrainian population will not just sit and do nothing. I know people who are ready to take combat and to go and, as you just described, do exactly what you just described, basically. Yes.
Good talk.
Hot talk. Bold talk. Talk Radio.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Watch it live on your smart TV. The world headquarters of common sense. Talk Radio.